Well, good morning and good afternoon. Appreciate everybody joining today. My name is Larissa Elgert. I'm a sales director with Infinite Talent. Have been with the BrassRing solution for 16 and a half years now. So very passionate about BrassRing. I'm very excited to have you all on today and to be able to showcase our partnership with Vet Jobs, which we're very thrilled with. All of our, I think, almost decades of experience and partnership there as well. I'll just do quick introductions and then I'll turn it over to the team and we'll get going. We do want to spend the majority of today's time actually demonstrating the product. So we do have Jamie Dale with Vet Jobs, who's the Director of Technology. On the Infinite side, we have Carrie Kuhn, who's our Customer Success Manager. She and Jamie actually work very closely together with their solution. I already introduced myself. We have Subir Ghosh on the call as well. Subir will be walking through our demo. I don't think his title gives him justice in terms of his deep expertise and knowledge with the BrassRing solution, but I'll let him say a little bit more when he's going through the demonstration. And then we have my manager as well, Yash Srimal is on as well.
Now, what you're seeing on my screen, so let me just divide this first, right? So within the BrassRing system, we support both from the demand and supply perspective, right? So we will first talk about the candidate experience. So what you're seeing on my screen is basically your career sites, right? And these sites can be branded as per your corporate branding. Now, the entire suite, which includes ATS, onboarding, and lead manager, is in responsive UI. That means that this is absolutely mobile agnostic or device agnostic, and it fits into any screen and gives a seamless experience on any screen, be it tablet, mobile, or a desktop, right? As I said, we recently launched a theme-based UI for candidate experience. So if you have, you can select themes from the available list of themes and then do your branding, which is again a self-service option, and add videos, add the color combinations that you have in your corporate site, just to make sure that your candidates do not feel that they're moving from one site to another, right? So this is where the candidates will be landing into search any jobs. And we were talking about a chatbot feature that Jamie also mentioned. So this is what the chatbot feature is. The candidates will get an option to find any jobs that they are looking for. The moment they click on find jobs, it then starts suggesting what kind of jobs you are looking for, any skill set, any job title specific, and then it automatically populates those jobs in the screen, and the candidates will be able to move forward with the apply process, right? Apart from just reviewing what these jobs are, there is a host of features that the candidate is able to do within the candidate zone, and we call this as a candidate portal. So once the candidate has created a profile within this portal, the candidate is able to track the progress of each of the jobs that they have applied for, right? And it also shows what status they are in within the process. Now, this is not the exact status what you would have updated in the recruitment site, but this is what you would want the candidates to see. It could be very high level that you are in an applied status, or you have moved to interview, or at an offer status, and so on and so forth. Now, apart from that, what the candidate is also able to do is they are able to view any kind of interviews that have been scheduled with them. And that section will be available here. So if there are any interviews scheduled for the candidate is able to accept or decline from the screen itself. This is basically, they will also receive an email with the interview invite, but they also get an option to accept or decline from here, right? So the tool has an interview manager module, which basically tightly integrates with Microsoft Teams, Office 365, and Google, and you are able to send invites to the candidates, including your Teams meeting invite, right? The candidate is also able to review any kind of offer that has been posted. So if the candidate is an offer stage and you would want to release an offer for the candidate, you would be able to utilize the entire offer generation module within the BrassRing system and post an electronic offer to the candidate, which the candidate would be able to view in this screen, and they will be able to just click on the offer and the offer form loads up in the screen. The PDF form would load up in the screen. This is just a sample offer. And then the candidate gets an opportunity to e-sign this offer form using the three different signature options that we have: draw, upload, or type in signature. I just want to take a pause and see if there are any questions. All right. Moving on. Perfect. Thanks, Ryan. All right. Apart from the review of the documents, you are also able to create candidate experience surveys and hiring manager surveys, and those can be sent out electronically to these portal, and the candidate would be able to review those surveys and fill in the responses. And these surveys can be designed as per your requirement. As Yash mentioned, right, this is highly configurable, so you get to define your fields or any kind of configuration the way you would want. What you're seeing is just a demo site, but it can adjust to your requirements and needs with everything, be it a form, be it your offers, be it your interviews, etc. Everything can be customized based on your requirements. All right, I'll quickly move on to the recruiter experience now. So what I'm currently doing is what you're seeing on my screen is the recruiter experience, where the recruiters would be logging in to review the candidates or review the submitted applications that have been submitted through the portal that we just saw, right? This is available through a login, or also can support single sign-on. So you do not have, you can go ahead and use your company's intranet information and login, right? So for this demo purpose, I'll just use a login information, and I just log into the system. Now, once I log into the system, what the user lands up into is a dashboard, which is very specific to the logged in user, right? And the entire tool is controlled by personas, and these personas you can define. And to give you some example of what these personas are, these are your recruiters, your recruitment managers, hiring managers, system admins, etc., right? And based on the persona that is logging into the system, they automatically get access to the data that they should suppose that they have access to. So they will not get access to anything that has not been provided to them. So you can control the data view for every persona based on the requirements. Okay. This is again one of the new UI that we have recently launched. We wanted to make the UI absolutely recruiter friendly, so that the recruiter, because the recruiters are logging in and day out into these tools, right? And we want to make sure that they are able to write on the dashboard. They are able to able to visualize the data that they are working on. So the entire visualization that you are seeing on my screen is basically visualizing the entire data that the recruiter is working on in a single screen. So how many candidates are sitting at what status, the complete pipeline, right? How many recs I have open in different days. What is my average open days for rec? How many interviews are lined up? What is my time to fill? All these widgets are available on the home screen. And we give a control mechanism for these widgets on the left hand side, where you are able to basically select what kind of widgets you are looking for a specific set of data. And then if you are not looking for any widget, you also get to collapse this, right? And this comes with a drag and drop, and all these widgets are actionable. So if I want to see how many candidates are sitting at interview, I just click on this 6 number, and it opens up the next screen showing all the candidates that are in an interview status. Any questions till now? All right. I'll move on. The next view that you're seeing on the screen is basically a detailed view of the data that the recruiter or the logged in user is working on. This is gives you the information of what is the rec number, what is the job title, who is the hiring manager, what is my pipeline for that specific rec, and I can customize this with a set of uh, columns that are available with us. So we give a host of columns uh, in the available section. So based on the requirement of the logged in user, they are able to select a specific column and just add it and view that data in this specific column. We can also make sure that your recruiters by default get a specific column layout. So the entire persona has a unified column, and then they can play around with their column adjusting based on their requirements, right? So we have now seen basically the entire view of how the dashboard looks like. Now let's see how the requisition posting works, right? Once a requisition is created in the system, you are able to start advertising those requisition to the external world, right? And the when I say external world, what I mean by that is you are able to advertise that to your internal portals or your external portals, your job boards like LinkedIn, Indeed, etc. Or also we have a separate module for your agency. So if you work with a number of vendors who help you source your profiles, you also are able to create logins for them to basically submit candidates on behalf of the candidates, right? So this section here, you are able to create multiple portals and you also have referral portals. So and these portals, once you are created, is available, and this is the portal that we were seeing moments ago, which is basically candidate facing or your internal employee facing, right? Not just about posting, you are also able to select any type of questions that you want to be answered by the candidate, right? You also get an so you are able to load your entire question bank in the system, and then drag and drop these questions and also score these questions. So when the candidate is going through the application process, these job specific questions will be presented to the candidate, and based on the responses, the system can automatically score the candidates. And then if they do not meet a preferred score that you define, they will automatically be dispositioned, right? And if they meet their preferred score, you also get to automatically sort those candidates based on the scores that they have got by answering those questions, right? You also have an option to filter these questions based on what kind of jobs you are trying to post, whether it's sales, engineering, customer service, retail, general office, finance, etc. And the moment I select a specific category, or just those specific questions will populate for me to select from. So once a job is posted, the next step in the process is typically the candidates will start applying through the portal that we saw moments ago. And once the applications are submitted, these applications are automatically available within the portal against that specific rec. So if I see for 741 BR Wireless Sales Manager, I see there are 8 candidates who have applied. And the moment I click on 8, I will see the detailed information of these candidates, right? So here, what I can do now is it is difficult for any recruiter or any user to review each of these candidates manually. So this tool also gives you a feature where you are able to select multiple candidates and you are able to compare these candidates in a single screen, right? You are so what you're seeing on my screen is basically 4 candidates' resume. I can compare their cover letter, I can compare their experience, I can compare their skills, and all these comparison I can do in a single screen. And then from here, if I really think that I liked 2 of the candidates, I can start sending these candidates to my hiring manager, right? And this basically kicks off my next step where the recruiter review is completed, or the recruiter initial screening is now done, and the recruiter would now want to uh, get these candidates screened by the hiring manager, right? So here the recruiter is able to send those candidates to either a list of system users, or if they know that the user is not a part of the system, they can just type in the email address, and that can be automatically sent to the hiring manager who are not even logged into the system. And we are going to see what is the experience for a non-system user who do not have access to the system, but still needs to review and provide feedback on the candidates that have been shared, right? We have an entire communication module, which basically where you are able to build your own communication templates. And once those are built, those will be available in the drop down, and you can just select that template, and you don't have to go through typing a entire email to basically ask the hiring manager to review the applications, right? Automatically, the entire template is available, and you will see that automatically the evaluation form, or the feedback form that I think my hiring managers should fill up for each of the candidates based on their review or interview, right? So once that is done, you just click on send, and the hiring manager would start receiving those candidates for their review. Any questions till now? What we have seen. All right. So quickly moving on to the next piece, where I just wanted to show you what is the experience of a non-system users who has received candidates, but and they do not log into the system, but uh, they basically need to review all the candidates and provide feedback, right? So for those users, we provide a dedicated dashboard called as E-Link dashboard, and this dashboard stores all the information or all the action items for that specific user. The user doesn't need to log into the system, and they will be able to just refresh a link that they can bookmark, and it will authenticate the user based on a passcode that is sent to their email. Okay, and once they click on that link, all the action items is now stored or clubbed into various sections, right? You are able to see the list of candidates that have been provided for the hiring manager for their review, the feedback forms that needs to be completed for these candidates, any requisitions that are waiting for their review, any forms that are waiting for their review, any requisitions waiting for approval, any offers awaiting approval. Everything is clubbed into a separate section, and all those data is available here, right? Now, if the hiring manager wants to review a specific candidate, they can just click on the candidate, and it will give them a system-like experience, right? In a single screen, they are able to view the resume, the work experience, education, the skills of the candidate, and take a call from here that whether they would like to proceed with the candidate for the next interview or anything else. So if they go into the Actions tab, they will now be able to see the entire interview evaluation form. And the moment they click on the form, this basically opens up the form for them to fill up the feedback. Now, these forms that you're seeing can be as simple as just a button where you are looking for just a feedback that whether it's a shortlist, on hold, or reject, right? Or as complex as where you need the hiring manager to rate the candidate on each and every competencies. Okay. Now, we have been talking, Jamie and Yash have been talking about the rules automation manager, and I really wanted to take some time to talk about that. So the automation engine that runs in the background can read the responses within any of these forms, and can automatically progress the candidate to the next step. What I mean by that is, if the feedback of the hiring manager is, say, proceed with the candidate, yes, and the moment I submit it, the automation in the background reads the response of this form And since it is yes, will automatically progress the candidate to the next step in the hiring process. Or if it is a no, the tool can automatically reject the candidate, and then take another action, which could be sending out an automated communication. And you can provide a delay that, okay, the moment this is done, I want to have a delay of say 24 or 48 hours, after which the automated communication should be sent out to the candidate. Okay. You also can say that, okay, whenever the hiring manager says that no, but keep in the file, I can automatically move the candidate to an on hold status, which can be reviewed at a later stage, and becomes like a candidate pool for me for any future opportunities. So the automation engine not just is able to advance or reject the candidate within the process or send out communications, but it can also compare responses of within the forms of for a given candidate, and then take and create an absolutely a new feedback form for the candidate, right? It can create validations, restrictions within the system for the entire process. Any questions till now? All right. Any questions on the chat, Ryan?
No, sir.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. All right, so we have now seen the candidate application process. We have seen the entire posting options. We have seen how the recruiter screening is done. We have seen how the hiring manager screening is done. Now, quickly, we want to move on to the next step, which is basically looking into how the interviews are scheduled within the BrassRing system. So as I said earlier, that the tool has an entire interview manager that basically takes care of your entire interview scheduling. So once the hiring manager review is done, you can then go ahead and select a specific candidate and click on create interview, and this will open up the interview manager section. Okay, as I said, this is tightly integrated with Microsoft Teams. So once you have added the checkbox, once you check the Microsoft Teams option and you want to verify your interviewer's availability, you just select a specific interviewer and just click on manage schedule. It will open up the calendar in the BrassRing system and tell you what are the various slots that the interviewer is currently available or they are not available. And based on that, you are able to select a specific slot and then move on into the process. Okay. We support 3 different types of schedule. One is where you are verifying the interviewer's availability first, or you want to ask the candidate first and then the interviewer, or if you have taken the confirmation from both of them outside of the system and you want to just go ahead and select confirm date, and it just asks you to select the date, time, and the time zone to schedule the interview. Once this is done, an invitation is sent out to both the candidates and the hiring manager with the Microsoft Teams link, and they are able to take the interview, which can also we can use our automation to embed the feedback form within the within the communication template that is sent through the Microsoft Teams, and then once the feedback is sent, it automatically is available within the BrassRing system. Now, apart from the standard process that we have seen, which is hiring manager, recruiter screening, hiring manager review, or interview, the tool is also integrated with a multiple third-party vendors, right? So if there is a need for you to do a video interviewing process, we are tightly integrated with a lot of video interviewing partners like TileView, HireView, etc., and you are able to launch the video interviewing from the screen itself. If you have a need to do any background checks for the candidates, we are again tightly integrated with a number of background check partners where you are able to run those background checks, select the specific package, and intimate your vendor within the BrassRing system that this is the package that needs to be done for a specific candidate. Once they complete the entire background check process, the results are available back into the system. Now, so we have now seen the entire interview process. The next step within the process is basically the offer process. So for the offer process, as I said, we have an entire offer module. So let's quickly check how the offer module works, right? So within a specific requisition, you are able to, as I said, you are able to review the entire candidate information. And then once the candidate is ready to be offered, you would be able to select a specific candidate, and you are able to create a document, which is the offer document for the candidate. You are able to load multiple offer templates. So if you're working with different types of hires, which has different types of offer templates, you are able to load those and select a specific offer template from here and click on add. Right? Now, what the tool will do is tool will just make sure that all the various components of the offer has been captured from the offer form that you have created. And if everything is accurate, it will not throw any kind of error. But if there is anything which is missing, it will throw an error with a red exclamation and tell you that you have not filled a specific field which is a mandatory for the offer to be generated, right? So since there is no error here, I just click on preview, and now I will be able to preview the entire offer that I would want to send to the candidate. This will automatically capture the candidate name, the job title, the salary information, anything that is picked up from the offer form, the joining date, etc. And once you think that this looks okay, you just click on save as PDF and then start posting this to the candidate zone. So once this is posted to the candidate zone, and we have already seen how the experience is for the candidate to review the entire offer and uh, and then provide their acceptance for that offer. And the moment the acceptance is provided, it is automatically available within the system. Now, apart from the generic flow, we have recently launched the SMS functionality. So that is a two-way SMS. So within the system, you are able to select a specific candidate and you are able to communicate with the candidate through SMS option, right? So you are able to send candidates SMS. The candidate is able to also respond to those SMS, and you will be able to review the responses within the tool. So this is again a new feature that has been recently launched. Apart from this, we have also we have launched the Indeed integration, so you are seamlessly able to post your jobs from the BrassRing system to Indeed, and which also supports Indeed Easy Apply or your redirection, whatever you wish to opt. We would be soon launching the LinkedIn integration as well, again supporting both LinkedIn Easy Apply and the redirection based on whatever you would want to choose. Any questions till now? Okay, so I know we have just 8 minutes, so I know we wanted to give some time for the Q&As. So do we want to use that time now?
Are there any questions? If we take a moment to pause. Potentially not. Sabir, did you have some other functionality you want to maybe highlight in the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, so I just wanted to highlight the entire candidate relationship management tool. So
Perfect.
Within the BrassRing system, we have a candidate relationship management tool that is used to basically help you with your proactive sourcing. So within the candidate relationship management tool, you are able to create landing pages, and these landing pages becomes your talent communities. So if the candidate is not ready to apply for any specific job, what you can do is automatically populate join our talent community. And this is a page that can capture some basic information of the candidate, where they just fill in the information about first name, last name, email, and mobile number, and then provide their area of interest that they are looking for, right? And using this data, the tool will automatically create a lead in the system. And once that lead is created, you are then able to automate your communication with these leads, right? You are able to automatically send out communications of any new jobs based on the area of interest there that they have selected. So if someone is selected accounting, I can tell I can create an automation within the candidate relationship management tool and send out any new opportunities that are available on that specific area of interest, right? I can keep a warm touch with these leads for any upcoming events that are happening within the organization, and I can store all my communication templates within the system, where uh, you get a separate tool which we call as the recruitment marketing tool, and you will be able to brand your communication templates based on your branding guidelines. So these are an examples of how you are able to basically brand your communication templates, and then also give opportunity to the candidates to search for jobs, which basically will relink uh, uh, the candidates back to your career page, and they can go through the entire application process. But if there are any leads who are available within the system, and this lead manager or candidate relationship management tool is tightly integrated with BrassRing system. So if there are any leads that you see that are ready to be moved into the BrassRing system as a candidate, and you want to start the hiring process, you are able to select those specific leads and immediately move them to the BrassRing system from here. Similarly, you are able to create your own campaigns and publish those campaigns to with different zones, so that you are able to capture additional leads, and you are also able to push any kind of requisitions that you think would be again available in the future into the lead manager or candidate relationship management tool as a campaign as well, and use that kind of campaign to start sourcing your potential leads. And then once you have a list of leads within the tool, you are able to start nurturing those leads by sending out periodic automated communications to these leads.